So, today I'm going to be showing you guys a basic intro. This is going to be the most basic stuff, so if you are anywhere near into the game, you'll be realizing that this is not what you need to know. So, today I'm going to be showing off some of the most important things to know when going to PC Architect. First off, this is to home. This is to benchmark. This to shop. The shop has items that are cheaper than their conventional parts on the eShop. To buy a certain part, you click on it, and then click on the part you want. Now, we talk about part selection in a bit. Cases. Cases can only be purchased in the real shop. Just reminding you, everything here is cheaper. If you have the menu up and you want to say I want to select data storage, you have to click off and then click back on. Now, let's go to this one. eShop, you can buy parts online by selecting a product type, and then you can sort it by prices, or you can sort it by different things that product has. Email. Email is where you receive emails that you can use to sell computers. Upcoming. It has events such as benchmarks, new products coming out within a year of release, I think it is, and dark web, where you can sell your Bitcoin from Bitcoin to cash, or you can buy skins with Bitcoin or real money. So, now that is covered. Options, reset progress, cleans everything, load backup, loads backup file, and this exits out the game. So, we're going to be talking about some of the simplest things for building a PC. You need a CPU, a GPU, a motherboard, a piece of RAM, a data storage, and a power supply in it. That is what PSU stands for. CPU is the brain of the computer. It does all the computing. So there's these things called sockets right here. You can see this is one of the most important things to know when you are selecting a CPU. What it does is this socket, meaning this is an LG775, means this processor can only fit in an LG775 motherboard. So we need to find a processor that looks good for us. Let's find, so say, I'm not seeing anything I like right now. You can use the sorting option, sort by cores. I want something around 4 to 3 to 2 cores. Let's see what we got. Alright, this looks good for me. Notice it has no hyperthreading or turbo boost. This increases the performance, and this increases the clock speed depending on other factors. It only has 2 cores and only draws 65 watts of power, but that should be good for what we need. This one does have turbo boost, but it comes at a higher price. I think we should purchase it. Now, before you purchase, by going up here and clicking buy, also note the shipping, it should say the socket. Remember that number. That is very important. LGA 775. The number means how many pins, and LGA stands for, well, just the processor, in Intel CPUs. Meanwhile, in AMD CPUs, it is just AM2, AM3, AM4. They don't even have AM4, I'm dumb. So, now that we have it, so we can see a lot of motherboards, a lot of them. But we need one specific one for our LGA 775 processor. So you go to motherboard, click sockets, and I go over here to find LGA 775. So that will only show products that are compatible with our processor. Alright, so this one has overclock boost, dual channel RAM. So let's see the difference. This one has 2 DIMMs. DIMMs means slots that you can stick RAM into. So 2 run, SATA 2.0, DDR2 RAM. Okay, we need to remember this too. I'll purchase this. DDR2 is the type of RAM. We can have 2 sticks of RAM that are both DDR2, because 2 DIMMs, that's the amount of space. DDR2 is the type. So we go to RAM. Now, currently there's no sorting for DDR, just plain DDR RAM, so you're going to have trouble if you're looking for that. But DDR2 should be pretty easy. So we'd have 2 pieces. So which one? This one's double the price. Look, let's see. This one looks like it has a clock speed. Frequency is important. You can overclock it, but I do not recommending that in early game because it will therefore make it very hard to level up, and you can run out of money and you'll be stuck and you have to restart your game, which is not very fun. The first 2 or 3 PCs that you build will be crucial in making sure that you don't have to restart. So do not overclock in the beginning unless you have thousands and thousands of dollars. So let's say, since I want to make this a somewhat decent build, I'm going to throw in this. It's an 8 gigahertz 8 megahertz, and 4 gigs of RAM. I'm going to purchase 2 of them because our motherboard has 2 RAM slots. Always note the price over here on the right. Now that we have that solved, we will go look at this. So GPU is important. I like to choose my GPU last. So data storage. Data storage is where you store everything. This is the cheapest one, WR Blue, 256 gigabytes, 5,400 RPMs. This is important to remember because this is not that important to remember, but it helps you. The more RPMs, which is rotations per minute, if you did not know, the better performance it has. Also, drives have a power consumption. All right, so let's see. This one looks good. It is also quite cheap at $3.6. So let's go back up. So now that we've purchased all these, we need to get a power supply. I recommend getting your power supply last after you know how much power your computer takes. So now we go back to here, $143. That leaves us with about $130 left to spare. Now, the graphics card shouldn't matter that much as long as it's pretty decent. So the things to look for in a graphics card are the VRAM, which is virtual RAM, or video RAM, which is how much texture, how many bytes of it can hold. Clock speed is important. It is how fast the card runs. Shader cores is also very important. That is how many cores are there physically on the card that can do work. Bandwidth, how many gigabytes per second it can transfer. Memory, not as important, and power consumption, somewhat important. So let's scroll down to the bottom. So these are $700 cards, $800 cards. I do not need them. They have 4 gigs of VRAM. Do not need something like that right now. I'm looking for something a little bit cheaper. Let's see. All right, now I guess we have 2 competitors. The NVIDIA RT240 or the AI Radeon 4750. So let's compare them. This one has 51 gigabytes, and it has way more shader cores, and it has a higher clock speed. Looks like this one looks better, although it has a higher shipping date and a higher power draw. And it is cheaper, though. So let's add that to the cart. Comes out for $248. That should be good. Purchase that, and we have $27 left in our bank. Oh, this might not be good. So let's fast forward till our shipment arrives. Let's open everything by clicking on the box repeatedly. So you might be noticing, oh, I can't insert it. What you need to do is you need to go to the store and purchase a case. I recommend doing the cheapest one for your beginning cases because it doesn't really matter that much. Also, purchase a power supply based on how much you need. Oh no, we can't purchase a power supply. We don't have enough money. If you have already built your first PC, you can go to the Bitcoin, and go to the dark web, and convert Bitcoin to cash. Now, I have $77, meaning I could buy a power supply. Power supply is very important because your computer cannot run without them, nor can it run without any part that I mentioned. So, we have our power supply. So, let's insert them. First, we need to insert a case. There. Insert our power supply. There. Insert our motherboard. There. And insert our RAM. Now, you can basically do this in any order as long as you insert these 2 first. Let's insert a drive. Let's insert more RAM. Oh, we already have RAM. Oh, yeah. So, you can choose what slot. Let's remove this because I want to get the best RAM up in here. And let's get our graphics card in. Okay, so this, and then we need our CPU. So now that our build is complete, it should look like this. You can click this and it'll mine Bitcoin slowly, as you can see, just a small. And we have an email. Terry, $300, but we cannot do it because we don't have enough VRAM. So let's see. Let's skip forward and let's do a benchmark. So you can switch your PC by clicking PC number 1, PC number 2, PC number 3. Then you can read information on it. You can read type. So you want to find one. So look over here and click on your PC. Your PC should be a price. This one's $309. So let's go here and look for this. So the bench line, that looks like a good one we can compete it. Also does the 99 bench and the BM bench. So the next one is the frames per second. That's actually a good one to show. So you click that to benchmark, and we can benchmark our PC. So there's a thing called boosting. It's very fun. It's very fun. It's a mini game, and also increases your parts performance. You want to click the red squares. This is one of the mini games. It's hard to play on PC but it boosts your performance. I do not recommend doing it too. CPU though, because it boosts it very minimally. So now you can see it's going up. Eventually it'll hit top. Ours should beat the top guy. Or no, it'll come in second place. So you can check other people's builds to see what they're using, to see how their build compares to yours. Yeah, this guy has 4 cores, that would explain it, and a better hard drive. Worst power supply, but all that. New high score though, that's good. And you get cash from it. So we got cash. Now, national benchmarks are harder. That sort of stuff, you can see. It's another one. There you go. Boosted it by 78 megahertz. And you can click and it'll speed through it. You can check what people have. 768, yeah, that's why. Because on some benchmarks, there's no budget. But yeah, that is basic intro. If any of your parts do not fit, sell them. I recommend doing that or restarting. Unfortunately, there's not much else you can do than that. Another thing I highly recommend, see how much your PC is worth and just spam it while it's Bitcoin mining. So my PC is worth 309. Now open up a message. It's got to pay 700, but it does not work. So you just spam it until you get an email and it's compatible with your PC. And then you accept it. A big thing I think a lot of people don't know about is the delete thing. It's quite small, but you can click it and it'll delete your email. That is a basic intro to PC Architect. I hope you enjoyed. If you do, please drop a like and subscribe to my channel because I'll be always uploading new content and there'll be teasers and all that stuff because I'm friends with Ignis. We can get a lot done. And that's all for now, guys. Hope you enjoyed. Leave a comment below if you want to see more. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Maxi out.